I recently read a book a few weeks ago. It was the name of it is Cat of Bubastes. The author is G.A. Henry. The book Cat of Bubastes has a lot of adventure. Personally, I like the parts of the fighting, the adventure, and the getting out of tight situations. The book has a lot of facts about how the Egyptians treated their slaves and what when the spoils of war, when they brought back people, turning them into slaves, they would treat them a certain way, treat them just like regular men. They would just have to work for a certain people for no pay. One of the facts is the Rebu and the Egyptians are different, like I said earlier. They have different ways of techniques of hunting, what they would kill, what kind, and what they consider sacred. But more of the book takes place in the home of a priest and his son with two important slaves. If you like mystery, mystery, fighting, death, dead cats, action, and more, you'll love this book, Cat of Bubastes. What happened first was the Rebu figured out that the Egyptians were coming after them to take their homeland. So they picked out a certain spot that they thought the Egyptians could not take them, which had a lot of marsh, but only one part of it was able to take chariots, since the Egyptians had used chariots mostly in their warfare. So they were thinking that they were going to succeed because of where they picked the place. The Egyptians went to their city and tried to take it over, but the Rebu were very resourceful in what they had in their city. So they did have more of an upper hand because they had walls and bricks and they were contained. But you don't really know what the Egyptians would think in the book. The Egyptians managed to get in. They took they started to fight the Rebu, and overall the Egyptians started to come on the upper hand. They took people from the city to their homeland, to Egypt, and what they did with them is they would distribute them to the temples, and one of the temples priests would pick two men of high importance. They went to his house, but before that, the other captives saluted one of the captives, so they kind of put suspicion in the priest's eyes. The Rebu's goal overall was to get their prince back from being captured and retake their homeland, but they ran into a few roadblocks along the way. Go through deserts to get to the homeland and to get enough soldiers to take back the land. The book was very satisfying. It had a lot of warfare, which I enjoy. It had a lot of adventure, and it had some where you had to have hand-to-hand combat kind of thing, which is really fun. If I would recommend this book to friends or classmates, it doesn't really matter. The book is very good, in my opinion. The book is pretty long, but it is really worth it. The most enjoyable parts of the book would have to be where they are going to the desert, and also when they're hiding, and when they're fighting off attacks from native tribes. Least enjoyable would have to be when they're just talking about how to feed the sacred animals. They're supposed to take care of the animals every day, what they have to do, and all the protocol and stuff that you have to do for the animals. The theme and message of the book would have to be, if you do something bad in your life or you get into some trouble, it's going to stick with you and you're going to have to take the consequences throughout your whole life if it's something very big. I think the author wrote this book to show that, like I said just now, what happens when you make bad choices and you have to make your mistakes. I think that's you have to learn from your mistakes and take the consequences from the mistakes that you made either when you're younger or earlier on in your life. I learned that what happens in your life you need to make up for, and that you need to sometimes not go with the flow, not go what all your friends are doing or how your country's doing it, but you have to more do what you think is right and do it when you think it's the right time. I think it is a very good lesson to learn. The book Cat of Bubastes by G.A. Hindi is a very good book. It has a very enjoyable part. The book has a lot of adventure and more. The purpose, I think, of the author writing the book would have to be what you would do in your life. Like if you did something wrong and you wanted to change and become a better man, or you would have to face consequences and more. I think it's a really good book and you should read it.
Got something in yours?
No.
Huh?
It's itchy.
Your nose is itchy?
Yes.
How many dimples you got?
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah? Did you read Cat of Bubastes? Did you read the book? No? Did you read Cat of Bubastes? Did you read the book? Cat of Bubastes?
I read half a chapter.
Half a chapter. Did you like that half a chapter?
No.
No? Was there a cat?
No.
There's no cat? What do you think the cat was about?
It explained that the Egyptians were attacking them and they worshipped him. I'm awesome.
Don't forget to be awesome.
Don't forget to be awesome.